Good, what time is it? It's afternoon. Good afternoon, people. I'm gonna wait for a few people to get here because I am not making this video for the replay. I'm making this video to hang out with my peeps. We'll wait for notifications to go out. I know you're all at home. You're not doing anything today, so where's everybody at? Let's see. Did the notification go out on YouTube? Where's everybody at? Am I signed into the right account? There are people. Howdy, howdy. There we go. Now the people are coming. Hey Barbie, hey Ashley, hey Abby, hey Tanya. So again, if you guys are watching the replay and you want to hang out, that's fine, but I am here to chat live with people today to just kind of check in on you guys. Hey Karen, hey Kathy, hey Beverly, hey Krista, hey Sheil, hey Anna, hey Caitlin, hey Mark, hey Sarah, hey Aaliyah, hey Gloria, hey Logan, hey Katisha, sorry if I said that wrong, hey Jessie, hey Alidra, Amanda, Ellen, Sonia, Jessica. Most of you guys have easy names, so thanks for having those. Hey Peter, hey Tabitha, just Tabitha, it's not that hard. Hey Danielle. Hey guys, so I know it's been a second since I've been just to do a live chat on YouTube. I've been trying out Instagram lives and that's been fun. I've been checking in a little bit on the Facebook groups, and Facebook groups are just not my jam. Like, I need a lot of you guys here with me to chat because it just feels awkward when nobody's talking. I screwed up all the time, don't feel bad. There was actually another Tabitha. There's two Tabithas here, and one of you guys spells it different than I've ever seen. It was like Tabetha or something like that. So, how's everybody's quarantining going? Are you guys self-quarantining? I am. I'm on the back porch. Today is supposed to be the last sunny day for a while. I think we have like 5 days in the forecast of rain. As far as I know, everybody, like a lot of people have rain and snow and lots of things. So I've been bullet journaling all morning. It's the first week of quarantine. All I did was work. I have to because I care for my 93-year-old mama. Yeah. So we're quarantining for the people who are the most vulnerable. I'm losing my mind, says Taylor. Don't lose your mind. I have lost my mind a couple times in this quarantine. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm finally at a point, well, I say finally, but I'm at a point right now where I feel pretty decent. And I know that it'll probably come and go because that's just what happens when we're stuck and we're forced to do something that can get hard sometimes, like hang out at home with our families. So I'm being grateful for the sunshine today. If you guys don't have sunshine, man, the first we had rain the first like 4 days of being not mandatory quarantined, but it was not fun for all of us. I need to use this time to organize all my crap. Yeah. So I feel like this is, I don't know, this is just, I've said this in all the live videos that I've done across the board, that it's just weird, that everybody kind of just feels this is weird. I feel like we're getting to a point where the initial reaction is going to slow down and we're all going to kind of, I don't know, I've never done this before. So Illinois shuts down at 5 p.m. So we're staying in the motel. We're the only guest, and that's the thing, is like airlines and stuff like that are still going, but we are trying to self-quarantine most of the people. Have you guys been watching the president's updates? I know a lot of people try to stay away from the news and stuff in times like this if it scares them, but I've actually found a little bit more peace watching them, just so that I can stay informed and not make assumptions. Not that I'm going to agree with half the stuff they say or will agree. I've actually been quite surprised on how well our government is actually doing with this and how unified humankind is right now. Like, I feel like, you know, doomsday preppers and all that kind of stuff, people were anticipating when something like this happens, people will get, but again, our food supply hasn't been cut off and all those things. So, but it's it's surprising how awesome people are being, but at the same time, it's only surprising because in history, it's shown that people generally fall to the worst when they're scared and things, and so it's been refreshing that people are standing up and doing good things. I'd like to ask how you started YouTube. Are you totally stocked up, Tay? No, I'm not totally stocked up. So we're stocked up for, I don't know, good week, but our grocery stores are still open right now. We are on mandatory lockdown right now, but our grocery stores are open. A lot of businesses are staying open just because they are choosing to stay open, and that's fine. But at the same time, it's, you know, it's encouraging people to get out and shop, and that's kind of hard. That's kind of interesting, but it is what it is. I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart. Like, I just am naturally, has anybody taken the Enneagram? So I'm the investigator, and it shows, and now that I know that, it makes so much sense because I'm always looking for the conspiracy, and I'm almost, I may do a video just on all the conspiracies I've thought of, but just like as a complete joke, because I've thought of a lot of really random ones, and then the fact that Tangled is, you know, a lot of people have been joking how Tangled is locked in her tower and we're all doing the same things, like painting, sweeping the floors, all the things. Guess where Tangled is from? Guess what her kingdom is called? It's called Corona. Do you know what that does to my little skeptic brain? I've just instantly started running to all the metaphors that I can find in Disney, and I'm just like, Disney is behind all this. We watched Tangled last night. The kids loved it. Yeah, so Disney Plus, I don't know if this is just like Disney Plus is behind all this, and they're like, we're gonna launch this streaming thing and then we're gonna force everybody to watch it all day, every day, because that's all we can do sometimes. No, so there's a lot of things we can do, obviously. And there's a lot of things you can do for your loved ones and your neighbors and your friends and your family and all that from afar. We obviously have technology. We have, I gave an idea to some of my friends that if anybody's having a birthday, order takeout from a local restaurant. Our local restaurants are suffering right now because they rely on people, and people aren't allowed to go to the restaurants. And order takeout from one of the restaurants and send it to one of your friends before or after your birthday, or their birthday, or on their birthday, or get together with like 5 of your friends. Don't get together with 5 of your friends, but text 5 of your friends and say, hey, should we send, you know, set up a meal train for this person on their birthday and have things delivered for them. We have just so many things that we can do these days to be there for people, and I feel like we are, it shows. It really does show. I watched somebody throw a whole pack of toilet paper at their friend, like, because they couldn't, obviously you can't be 6 feet from somebody, so they went and delivered the toilet paper, but instead of TPing the house with it, they just threw the entire pack at their door, and she shared that, and that was pretty cool. So instead of hoarding, let's share. And honestly, yeah, how is everybody hanging in there? I checked in with my business members on the Facebook page last night and was kind of just taken back and reset my entire just mindset, because 2 people shared stories that they're going through, and it just made me instantly just go, wow, it could so much be worse. And if the worst thing that's happening to us right now is that we have to stay at home with our families, we're doing pretty good, you know? And so I'm going to be honest, like, some things just kind of annoy me when people have compared this to being locked up like people during the Holocaust. No, it's not. People have compared this to the Black Plague. No, it's not. And there's so many things that that I think we need to look at the positive. I think we need to really look at all the great things that this is bringing out. Again, our president, who is not always the most unified human being on earth, has acknowledged that this is the first time the entire world has worked together to try to stop something. And that's pretty cool. and scary at the same time, because it's biblical prophecy that means that the world might end soon. But, you know, so my life, but in a good way, you know, it's the good part before it. My life hasn't changed much because of isolation. I'm teaching my kids how to make t-shirts and start their own business. So I did start a website for your guys' kids to go alongside Auntie Tay. Some of you guys probably know if you are on my Facebook, but it's called the Free Kid Zone, and basically it has math, science, English, geography, PE, and art, and life skills. And I'm embedding fun YouTube videos on there so you guys can, I'll try to update that once a week during quarantine. But basically that's the platform I'm using for my kids to, well, next week. I've been encouraging people just to take the week and breathe and enjoy your time with your family before you get too crazy into homeschooling or all the things. So I just signed up for a business account. How do I find the business Facebook group? We send it out in our newsletter every day, every Monday, but also you can just Google, or not, wow, the words, guys, the words. I need to talk to more people more often. On Facebook, you can just look up Tay's Business Members, and it's in there, or on the membership site, there's a link to the Facebook group as well. So you can find links in lots of places, but it's probably easiest just to search it. And I think we tag, like every time I talk about the group, or just on my Facebook page, or in the description of this video. Is there? I think. Hi all, new here. I've been in isolation since March 13th and I'm making it work. Everything in Canada is pretty much shut down, so I'm going to start crafting. Stay healthy, everyone. I'm going to have another game night live on Facebook tomorrow night. That's awesome. So, yeah, technology is just awesome. And honestly, my life hasn't changed much. My kids' lives have changed. We have paused everything that they do. And yes, they're homeschooled, but yes, they do so much. And we are extremely busy most of the time, and now being home, I work from home. I'm so grateful that I work from home now. If you guys have been members or followers for a while, you guys know that I was in an office outside of the home right now, then for a while. The sentences are not working, but I was in an office, and now I'm back at home, and by choice, because I wanted to be back at home and working from home and homeschool, and so that has worked a lot. The Hallmark channel is playing Christmas movies, 5-hour weekend. We're doing good here, working on my faux leather earrings. It's nice to see parts of the earth becoming less polluted and nature coming to life again. You know, it's really cool because I think humans think that they're really powerful, and we're not. But the fact that we can stop production of things and the earth literally can fix itself within a matter of a week just shows this. It reminds me of when we had a huge oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, and everybody was like, this is going to take years to clean up. And literally it was like nature fixed itself when they left it alone. And that's just, humans can't ruin this perfect world. It's not a perfect world, but nature knows how to fix itself. What is really hard is all of this for me is my daughter lives in Chile and I'm pregnant, due in June, and we've no idea when we will see them. Yeah, this is, I mean, there's no argument that this isn't hard and that this isn't crazy. And this is probably the most crazy thing that any of us have experienced as a whole. I'm not saying in our lifetimes we haven't experienced harder things than this, but as a whole, our world has not experienced this in our lifetimes. But looking back at history and knowing what we know, we do know that this is not by far the hardest thing that humankind has ever had to go through. And in fact, humans have a little bit of control over if the hard thing becomes harder. And humans are doing a pretty good job right now of working together, minus the teepee hoarders. So, is it hard? But it's alternative. Wait, it is hard, but the alternative is terrible. I'm printing planner stickers with your mystery box sticker paper. Yay! Who's gotten their mystery box? There's like 20 left. There's 20 mystery boxes left last time I checked. So I'm not pushing it. I'm like, you know what? I don't want these things to sell out. As long as they can stay in stock a little bit, I feel good, but they're about to sell out. So Still trying to figure out how to make planner stickers so I can add them to my Etsy shop for some income, less than $10 left in the bank. Melissa, so I would highly encourage you to use that $10 to, well, no one use that $10. Somebody give Melissa the book, My Total Money Makeover, or start listening to it, or just start looking at Dave Ramsey stuff on YouTube. It's free. Financial peace, guys. Get right financially. I know that's scary for the people who aren't financially set right now, but that's all I can do is point you to somebody who knows far more than me, which is Dave Ramsey. People keep asking, how am I doing? I'm doing really well today. Yesterday I was doing decent, and the day before that I was a hot mess. I shared on Instagram just like the anxiety that I started to have over this entire situation, and the fact that it's normal and okay to have anxiety, but we shouldn't stay there. We shouldn't be okay with it being like that always. It's totally normal and natural for anxiety to pop up, and how you handle it and what you do is kind of the only thing that you can control, kind of. I completely felt out of control, and what I do when I have anxiety is I go and I take a shower, basically, because I need isolation and I need to be alone with God and no interruptions, and that's the only place that the dog doesn't bother me, the cat doesn't bother me, the kids don't bother me. So I go and take a shower and I talk to God and I breathe, and then if that doesn't work, which it usually helps, it might not work completely, but do we have some trolls up in here that I need to delete? Do we have some moderators? Oh no, it was just retracted. Sorry, you just took it away yourself. So I do that, and then I will bullet journal, which sometimes I get distracted and I forget these things, but I put worship music on instantly. Well, I try to remember to put worship music on instantly, and I pray, and I will bullet journal. And I was forgetting to bullet journal because I was working so much last week. I've been revamping all the SVG pages, so I was literally working from like sun up to sundown, and when I wasn't doing that, I was trying to help where I could. So we've been filming our church services so that we can get them online, which feels really good to still be able to serve. But I realized I was neglecting my own thoughts and my own feelings on all that, and when it hit me, I was like, okay, maybe I'm not okay. And I had to have a moment of just not being okay, and that is okay to not be okay. And so I went live with you guys, and that really helped. And so I realized this week I'm going to try to go live every morning on YouTube, or afternoon, or sometime on YouTube, and just kind of chat with you guys, kind of put a pause. Obviously I have crafts and stuff that I want to do, but I more just want to be present with you guys and chat. The black book, yeah, the little bullet journal is the black book. Love the chat for distraction. Yeah, so, and that's how I feel, is we need to chat. When I went live in the Facebook group and realized like you guys are going through far more sometimes than I can even imagine, I just wanted to know what's going on with you guys, and I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys through this. What do you do in your bullet journal? What kind of things do you write? I'll show you guys my bullet journal in a second, what I just did, and I actually wanted to go live here first to get you guys. I am over to my other channel, so I have my other channel, Stay Positive, which has no videos on it, but this week I'm taking this week to start going live and doing daily devotionals with you guys. So if you want to subscribe, I'll be live there next, depending on, not depending on anything. I'm going to be live on there next, talking about the most important things in life, and that's what I'm going to go over. And I did a kind of like a deep study on some of the most important things that the Bible tells us are the most important things, and I'm just going to give you a spoiler alert. It's God and people. So we're going to talk about that and how you can guard yourself and keep yourself sane in that. And so that's over on the channel Stay Positive, and it's on my sidebar on YouTube if you guys want to subscribe there. But I will be doing some more faith-based lives on that every day, candid, as the sun is totally just like creeping over. I'm going to probably have to move over in a second. Pardon our deck. I tried to get into a corner where the least amount of junk is, but our deck is like our catch-all craft space. Like I've been making the kids craft outside while the sun is out, and it's good for if you're using glue too, to be outside. So we craft out here. Stay positive, Candace says. Yeah, that's the channel. But for now, I'm here. I'm chatting with you guys, and I will show you in a second what I do in my bullet journal and what I've been doing in my bullet journal. And again, I was forgetting to do that, and so I started doing that this morning. And once Briley came in and was like, could you just bullet journal all day? And I was like, probably. Once I get started, I don't like to stop. It's my processing spot. I can post a link to the channel, but it doesn't have any subscribers, or it does have subscribers, but it doesn't have any content. So I don't know if it has like an actual link to it. But in my sidebar on my YouTube channel, it says like, look, I have friends, and it's in those channels. Like 100 and something of you guys have subscribed to it, and I'm finally going to post some stuff on it. But I've been filming or recording podcasts for the last couple weeks, months, for a while on the Old Testament, and I've been wanting to journal those and put those on there. But I'm going to go live this week on there because forget professionalism. I just want to get out and talk to you guys, and I think that's a good week to do that. So but a lot of you guys have been telling me you guys have been working on your Etsy stores, stocking up on your supplies and fixing anything that needs to be fixed this week, and I'm with you. I've been working on the website all week, and so Tay podcast, so it'll be, I'm doing the audio, so I filmed the audio, but it's strictly, so far, it's been podcasts on Bible studies, and I'm kind of just processing the epiphanies I get as I'm studying the Bible, and then I'm going to bullet journal in a separate bullet journal, alongside those. So I'm going to re-listen to them and then journal them, and those will be on a video, but then also the audio will be attached to that, and then I'll also put the audio on a podcast. They're literally like 10-minute podcasts though, so I am not a professional podcaster by any means, because when people put their podcasts up and they're like an hour, obviously I do lives for an hour, but you guys keep me going with your comments, so I'm like, how do I sit down and talk for an hour to nobody with no insight at all? And I'll start and I'm like, how long is that? 7 minutes. How am I supposed to talk for another 43 minutes or however long? So anyways, that's kind of an update on how I'm doing. I'm doing good today, so I decided to go live, but I'm going to try. The hardest thing for me is to go live when I'm in a bad mood. Hence why I haven't been live for the last like year, because I've been in a bad mood for like a year, it seems like. And it's all fun and games when it's easy to get it out in a craft. Like I can take it out on crafting and jokes and humor, and I think a lot of us do that. And I feel like this week has all been humor. Everybody's been using humor to get over it, and now we're like, okay, enough with the jokes. We need to figure out what we're actually doing. A little vitamin D and anti-tape therapy. Woohoo! I need as much devotion to keep my faith up and distract me from all the doom and gloom going on. Where do I find your devotions? Love what you do and have learned so much from you. So today is the first devotion, and it's going to be over on Stay Positive. So it'll be right after this. I'll probably take a second to go make a smoothie because I want a protein shake smoothie. I've been dreaming up this protein shake smoothie, and I just haven't made it. It's literally a buy drink blended with a protein shake blended with ice. So I'm going to make that, and then I'll come back for the devotion on that channel. So there might be like a 10 minutes between that video and this video, but it'll be over on that channel. So that'll give you some time to subscribe and wait for it. But yeah, the website I made, I was telling Dustin this morning, I was like, I made that website because I wanted to show people to adapt and try things. When you have moments, just try it. It doesn't hurt to try. And so I made this website, and then I was like, this website's actually pretty cool. It's the Kid Zone, and it's freekidzone.com, and I embedded really awesome YouTuber videos on there so that your kids can find cool things to do without making a mess. I tried to find crafts that don't make messes, don't need a lot of supervision, because we all have the time, let's be honest. We all have the time now. And so I'm just taking this time to kind of do all of those little things that I've had an idea of, but I haven't been able to do. But last week it was complete website work. So I usually take Friday and Saturday and Sunday to work on other things besides my business, because if I didn't, I would just work on the membership 24/7, and I could work from sun up to sundown and not get over it. Hi from Calgary, Canada. We're all in isolation here. I know, I think the only people not in isolation are the beginning people. So I think Japan is not in lockdown anymore, in China. I could be wrong. I don't know. All I know is we need masks, and we ordered like 1 billion of them, and they're coming, so. Are you an INTP? I don't know what that means. INTP. Prayer has been helping me a lot. God is good. Yes. Pray for all people. Pray for our leaders of our country. Pray for everybody. Pray for everybody. China hasn't had any new cases in 3 days, which is good. So that kind of shows the length of how long it lasts, and how long, if we say quarantined, we shouldn't have to be quarantined for very long. I think as of 5 p.m. CST, the state of Illinois is shut down. Yeah, so we shut down it's been a full day and a half of full shutdown. We've been self-quarantining for 5 days. But obviously you can still go to the grocery store. I ran to the post office yesterday. I saw a lot of people wearing masks. Honestly, there's a lot of people out. I was like, this doesn't look like people are quarantining themselves, but whatever. Let's just have to make sure we can trust the information coming from China, as they were not upfront. Yeah, so who can we trust? Nobody. Who should we pray for? Everybody. Not sure how that works, but God is in control. God's got this. This is by far not the worst thing that has ever happened in history. Sorry if I missed it, but did you say when you're going to have sticker, photo, paper in stock in all the rhinestone colors? Okay, so rhinestones are coming. They are officially on their way to our shipping department. I've been packaging those all week. Like I said, I worked all week. I packaged rhinestones. I worked on the SVG files. Of course, somebody's going to mow their lawn. But rhinestones will be in stock. Photo paper and water slide paper, I'm not sure when those are going to be back in stock, because we're having an issue with the supplier on that. I felt the same way. Everyone is going business as usual in Maryland. Yeah, and that's the hard thing, is people are workaholics in the United States, all over the world, but mostly in the United States and China. Like, how funny, the two places that our most workaholics live are the ones who are spreading this around, because we can't just put ourselves on pause and say, you know what, let's take a break. It's like yeah. Thank you, Kathy. So Kathy just shared the shop where you can shop for bling and all those things. But again, mystery boxes, there's like a handful left, and I am okay with that. I was like, if you can't afford a mystery box, don't buy one right now, honestly. No worries. No worries at all. I have a friend in Compton who is homeless, as has no place to go. Her or her boyfriend are living in a tent near an interstate. Yeah, there are a lot of homeless. The homeless population is crazy right now, all over. Like, I've been a lot of places in the last couple years where there used to not be a homeless population, and now there's an insane homeless population. It's the opioid epidemic, honestly, which nobody's like afraid to talk about it, but the opioid epidemic is insane. So they closed all of our homeless shelters here in Northern California. What? I didn't know that. I did not know that. So I've heard, though, that they're making all the hotels for them. Well, I think it's the homeless shelters because the people are supposed to not be together, right? And so that's really sad. But I do know that all of the food banks, if you're in Northern California, some of the food banks have opened up their restrictions on where you live and your zip code so that you can go get food if you need food. Dustin and Landis went and worked the food bank last week because a lot of our older population was working the food bank, and we wanted them to stay home because it's so much more important for them to stay out of the way so they don't get themselves sick. But I am finding that old people are stubborn. Elderly people are stubborn, and rightly so. They're like, I've been here longer than you. I do what I want. I get it. Feel free. But listen, I want you to be healthy, and I want you to be alive so you can tell us your stories when you're older. And yeah, so, you know, they're going to be like, that one time we had to stay home because everybody was, I don't know. The hope is this story isn't a huge story to pass down because we did a good job at not allowing it to spread, right? There's a motorcycle if you guys hear it at the neighbors. Hello from New York. Hi. All right. What are we going to talk about now? So what are you finding is your favorite thing to do in quarantine? My kids' school is helping parents and kids by holding food banks for them, and I think that is so awesome. Yes, again, if you're in Northern California, like you were just saying, all of the schools around us, and I don't know if any other districts are doing it, but they have free food every morning and afternoon for any child. It doesn't matter if 18 and under. It doesn't matter if they're a student there at all. They just need to go in and pull your car up, and they bring you out food. And they were saying that not enough people were even coming to get the food. So, well, isolation hasn't affected me too much. I'm used to being a homebody. Only thing is not having an evening routine, practice, etc. But it doesn't feel too good to stay home and take a break. Our kids are going to talk about this and when they're kids, when they are older. Yeah. I saw our school buses delivering meals to bus stops yesterday. Hello from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. A friend of mine said there was one confirmed case last Monday, and as of yesterday, 400 confirmed in New Orleans. Yikes. Or New Orleans. Sorry if I offended anybody for saying it wrong. The schools here are providing food for children also. I just found your channel and love it. I love crafts, and I'm really considering buying a Cricut during our isolation in the UK. I'm watching all of your videos. That would be awesome. It's a good time to do it. Southern Cali here. I went shopping at Target today for supplies for my mom and was shocked at the amount of people with kids were out. In Massachusetts, where we were supposed to be in self-isolation, I'm going crazy. I'm doing grad school from home along with having 3-year-old and 6-month-old home with me. Caitlin, I'm praying for you, girl. Yes, buses are delivering food to anyone ages 2 to 18 years here in Virginia, Southwest Virginia. Started gardening. If shelves are empty, though, I would grow my own. I need to learn how to garden. I actually was going to add that to the self-skills for myself on the kids' channel because I want to know how to garden. I don't know how to garden, guys, and that is like such a life skill that everyone should know. I'm in Michigan. I still have to work. Both my kids are nurses. Schools here in Southern California are providing food for kids too. My son and I have been having game nights to help get through this, but I will say this, it's so annoying I can't go to the grocery store for essentials. Too many hoarders in my area. Yeah, it's really annoying. Schools here in Bruton delivered meals yesterday too. I'm a first responder, and coming home and watching crafting YouTube keeps me sane. Thank you. You're welcome. I feel like I need to do more crafts. I do have a lot of videos on the internet. I just haven't been doing them lately. I'm in Michigan too. My kids all live in Illinois, and one of my daughters is an RN. Everyone needs to slow down at the stores for a week so they can get their products restocked. That's the number one thing that people are not, I don't know, I just think that we're scared, so we're stocking up, and in reality, that's actually causing the scarcity, and that's not okay, ever. So the point is not to take the entire stock so that everybody can have a chance to have some. Any good iPad apps to create stickers? I know Procreate is good for that, but I've never really used it. I need to craft this weekend during the week. Work takes over because the whole company is working from home. feels like around the clock. Yeah, and that's the hard thing for people who work from home. We're like, oh, now we have all the time in the world to work. So, hey, Mr. Crafty Pants. Procreate is amazing. Yeah, so I've never used it, and I've used some apps similar to it, and then I bought the Apple Pencil and I sent it back because I realized I don't have the $1,200 iPad that you have to work with it. And I was like, no, I have way too many Apple products already. I am not about to be going and buying another Apple product, even though I love Apple, but I don't need another product. So I sent the pen back. Stores need to start limiting items bought during this time. I think they have. Most of them have, and then some of them are opening up an hour early for the people 65 and over, and so that's been helping a lot too. The Foiled Plan is doing Procreate tutorials. There we go, Haley. So Haley's one of my influencers, and she also has a YouTube channel, so check her out. She is doing Procreate videos. Mr. Crafty Pants is here, and he is now one of my influencers, and I'm so excited to have him on board. He's going to be doing an awesome series. I'm not even going to say what it is because I don't want to give that away. But I know it includes yellow, black, and white because I just put the order in for all of his products. I'm going to move over to this because the sun is creeping. The sun is creeping, and I'm going to show you my bullet journal. I'm moving to this chair. All right, so now you guys can maybe see into my craft room, but probably not. Seriously, I can't wait. Me either. You are on it, too. Like, ugh, you're doing an awesome job. You haven't done it yet, but you're doing an awesome job. It's time for you to craft. It is time for me to craft. I don't know if you're talking to me, so I need to check his page out. Yeah, check out Mr. Crafty Pants. He is an upcoming Cricut YouTuber, and as I'm moving over to the Silhouette, we need more really awesome Cricketers because I'm not moving over to the Silhouette. Let me forewarn you. I'm not moving to the Silhouette, but I am adding it to my skills, my bow hunting skills, my Cricut skills, my Silhouette skills. Yeah, so I'm going to be adding Silhouette to my skills. There are so many people not quarantined right now and driving loud vehicles. And we don't even live in, we live in a very courty area. We have courts. So you shouldn't be driving like that. I think it's like mopeds and people who are going stir crazy. That's what it is. Yes, I took some time today to spend with the family, but getting ready. Okay, so I will be doing this again Sunday. I was able to film my actual note-taking process at church because I don't normally get to do that. I only film the highlighting portion and post that. But these are the notes that I filmed for you guys this week, and I time-lapsed them. I didn't like film them. I just time-lapsed it while I took notes. And I don't get to do that very often. Well, I don't ever get to do that because I'm not going to time-lapse at church. That would be rude and weird. But people do see me taking notes at church and are often like always asking questions. And they're like, your notes are so cool. But I'm like, that's just because that's what I do. That's my fun, like for everything. So today I actually did a devotion and I took notes the same way. So I just went in and I decorated. So if you guys don't really know how I do things, I usually do functionality, and then later when I have moments, I go in and I decorate with stickers, or I decorate pre-functionality and I make it functional, and then I go in and I use the function of the journal later. So I'll lay out, you know, a couple weeks at a time when I have a moment with stickers. So like this is next week, and I already pre-labeled it lockdown week. This is a sticker right here, and then this is our stencil. So stickers and all the things I did this before quarantine, but then I labeled it, obviously. And then, ooh, sticky. What is sticky out here? Great. So I have an open page each week for sermon notes because those are my favorite notes to do because they're the most fun and they look the coolest. And so I laid them next to a week, but there was one week I did 2 in a row, and look how cool it looks. That's 2 different sermons next to each other, and so I chose to use the same colors when I was highlighting them, and these were really cool sermons. So I take the notes at church, but this week I was able to film that because we were at home listening to church, and then I usually highlight later and time-lapse that so that now I can go in and read everything and see everything a little bit bigger or better. And so I didn't watercolor this one. I just used watercolor pencils and I didn't watercolor it in, but I did the week before. So I will go back and let's see what else I do. I set up February a little differently. These are old, but I watercolored these and time-lapsed those for you guys. So those are really cool. But today I sat down and I started just kind of, I took up a page somewhere, I think in the beginning, because there's a page I wasn't using, and I just started writing, and then I ended up doing a whole page of devotion on there dedicated to the one scripture that talks about loving God and loving others. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about this on my channel because this is really good. So I break it down by heart, soul, and mind, and how to I'll talk about it then, but practical ways to guard your heart, soul, and mind, and what you can actually do. We got a troll, Kathy? Are we taking people out? Let's take them out. If you're not positive, you need to go, okay? Just saying. We're working together here to fight a virus. Get it together and stop being a troll. Figure it out. Quarantine yourself and be nice, okay? I feel like if this isn't passed, there needs to be a whole bundle of SVGs focused on this, but at the same time, I want other content out for you guys too. It wasn't negative, just repetitive. Thanks, Kathy. Love, I do the same with Happy Planner, but I've never seen a bullet journal until now. I like it. Yeah, I started bullet journaling 2 years ago. My last year's bullet journal, I don't share much because last year was insane and my bullet journal was really ugly, but my life was really ugly too. So they go hand in hand. The prettier your bullet journal usually means the prettier your bullet journal, the closer to God you are. No, I just used my bullet journal to process a lot last year, and that was my first bullet journal, and I just didn't hold back. I let everything out in that thing and wrote down everything. So I am drinking a Bang because, you know, I need energy to do nothing today. So I'm drinking a Bang. I'm stocked up on those. Actually, I'm not. I think I have one left. So I might need to go get some more. But I've heard of it, but I'm sorry, I don't know anything about it. I'm thinking, is bullet journaling different from regular journaling? Yes. And this is what a normal bullet journal looks like. Let me show you. Has bullets. Can you see the bullets? Do you see the bullets? But this is my bullet journal, my actual bullet journal, and this has HTV on the front. So I made a plain black bullet journal. It comes in the mystery box, and that's the last chance you'll have to get this. It's gone, honestly, gone and never coming back after this bullet journal goes out because I'm working on a few different things. I may launch this one again, but we're going through this one together this year and learning how to bullet journal. This is the Learn How to Bullet Journal. And basically, it's a system that I set up that I'm sticking to for this year, but it's not necessarily how I think the next bullet journal is going to be set up. But I don't hate it. I just am learning with it. So it has pre-laid out layouts for the year, for the quarters, for the months, and for the weeks. And then it baby steps you into your own bullet journaling. So you can learn over the year how to kind of bullet journal. So I'm taking people who don't know anything about bullet journaling and I've given you guys some options, but the goal is beat this thing up. I want to see your first bullet journal ugly and done with and used. And by the end, people ask, like Landis or Briley asked this morning, how are you so good at taking notes? And I said, I practice. And then Dustin said, she practiced. And I was like, no, I didn't practice. I'm currently practicing and still practice to this day. You never stop learning how to get better at things. And so I'm not done getting better. And so there are parts of my old bullet journal that I like to share for that reason, to show you guys, look, jump in. It's not going to be the prettiest bullet journal on earth, but stickers are your friends. Like, look at this travel spread that's not going to get used very much because I have a Texas trip that's canceled. Well, we were going to go, Dustin and I are trying to go see more Giants games in other stadiums. We're trying to, instead of just watch it at the Giants stadium, we're trying to go see games in other states. And so for our anniversary this year, we were going to go to Ohio and watch a Giants game in Ohio, and MLB is canceled. So we could still go to Ohio, but is there anything in Ohio worth doing besides seeing some of you guys if you live there, and I don't know. I wasn't raised in the church, but wanting to get into it, especially since doing our family tree, we found out that we descend from Sarah and Abraham. Just need to learn so I can teach my son. Honestly, you and your son can learn together, and if you're a newbie to learning the Bible, the best place I say start is with the children's Bibles. They have pictures and stories, and they help you remember. So the story of like Sarah and Abraham is really awesome, and it helps to know that story. And then when you dive into it in the Bible, and there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that you're like, this is hard to understand, you can at least go back to that root of like, well, I know what the story is, and I know why the story is the way it is. So as I go more on Stay Positive, the channel, I will show you guys how Dustin and I read through the Bible in a year. This is our second year doing it, and we're using two different apps. Well, I use two different apps. He's using his Bible, and I use the Bible app, and then I also use the Read Scripture app, which is a comic book. Basically, they draw out every book before you read it, and then they explain every book before you read it, and it's really cool. And so I walk through that, and this year they've added way more, so now I have even more to do, but I'm like a week behind, which I shouldn't be because I'm in quarantine. So I get ready every morning and I listen to the 3 chapters a day that I'm supposed to listen to, and that's how you know if I read my Bible or not. If I have makeup and my hair is done, it means I listened to my Bible. If I don't have any of that on, I probably didn't, or I read the Bible. But you can always know if I didn't get ready that day, I may not have read the Bible, so steer clear. But anyways, so it does help get through those moments, but at the same time, I'm also podcasting or reflecting on some of those interesting things that stick out to me. So INTP is a Myers-Briggs personality type. Aha, you mentioned being the investigator earlier. That's Myers-Briggs. Yes, so I am a number 5, the investigator. Am I 5? I don't know. My friends who know a lot more about this tell me. They're like, you're a 5. Remember, you're a 5? And I'm like, I don't know the number, but I know that I'm the investigator. And so that's something you guys can do in quarantine, is take your Enneagram test. There's an app for it. It's like, how do you spell it? E-N-E-A-G-R-A-M, Enneagram. And basically you learn how you get along with others, how you react to things when you're in stressful situations. You might be more of one number than another number, and you might be a different number. Like for me, I'm a different number depending on if I'm with my family or if I'm with working or if I am, and it just depends. But you have a root number that everybody typically is, and I'm around a 5, but you usually wing one way or another depending on your personality. So it's called Enneagram. If anybody knows how to spell it, will you guys spell it for them? Or I guess I could pull this video up. I keep trying to go on this video on the computer, but my screen is super dark because we're outside. But hey, technology, I can actually turn it up. My pastor has been doing a daily scripture this past week. I love it. That is awesome. Yeah, we've got our high school pastors doing it for our high schoolers, doing a morning devotional with them. Our junior high pastor, I think, has been doing it as well. And then him and his wife started a podcast. That's how you spell it. E-N-N-E-A, which is very close to my name, my actual name. G-R-A-M. Thank you. Enneagram. So important. We homeschooled for 13 years. We just lost our firefighter son, and I appreciate the time we spent together. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like this is just, when I hear you guys' stories and I hear about all the things that some people are battling and things are going through, it makes us really think twice about complaining about being locked up with our families. I think we need to shift our minds. We get to be with our families, and we get to do these things, and we get to slow down and not work and do these things. I know that it comes with a lot of stress and hard things and unsureness and lack of control. Who cares? All that stuff. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. And it will get to us in moments. But at the same time, we do know that God's in control. And like I said in one of my live videos, I don't know if it's going to turn out okay. And I don't know if it's not. And I don't know if it's going to turn out good or bad. It could turn out any of those ways. But in reality, God's still in control. God's still got this. You guys posted it. You guys that's what I was doing. I was going to write Enneagram, and I don't even know how to spell it. So thank you for knowing how to spell it and putting it in there. Mindset is everything. If we focus on the happy and the good, we'll see more happy and good. If we focus on the negative, we'll see more negative. True dat, Krista. Yes, ma'am. People are a lot worse off. We are blessed. Yeah, girl. And I just saying, I swear if I hear somebody else put our situation in comparison to anybody in the Holocaust, I'm going to try not to go off. Because I'm like, ooh, do you even know? Have you even read a book? Do you even know what those people had to go through? Stop it. Stop comparing this to that. It's not that. It's not even close to that. The plague, I keep telling people, you couldn't even walk outside and touch anything without the chance of dying. 500 million people died from the plague. Be grateful, self-quarantine yourself, take precaution, keep everybody safe, work together, we love each other. That's great. None of that stuff is bad. But let's get some perspective here. We're doing pretty good. I wish more people would stay home in New York, but they aren't. It's so frustrating. Yeah, I will say I do appreciate teachers on a whole new level. Trying to help the girls with work is hard. Yeah, schoolwork is interesting, but I'm trying to figure out how to do this on YouTube, because YouTube is my platform. I love YouTube the best, but YouTube doesn't allow you to go live with other people. Facebook does, Instagram does, but you can't go split screen live with people. I really want to do a live, and it would probably be on Facebook with, there's 4 of us. I have 3 cousins who homeschool, and all 4 of us, pick each other's brains, help each other get through things. And so I really wanted to see if they wanted to go live to do some tips on homeschooling, because honestly, you guys aren't getting a taste of what real homeschool is like. Real homeschool is way more fun. Okay, so that's the hardest thing, is like, I try to get people on the homeschool bandwagon a lot, and this is not necessarily helping the case, because for one, all of our funds are cut right now, so we can't use any funds for any fun, and also you're locked up. We're not locked up when we're homeschooled. We get to go lots of places, and that's my favorite part of homeschool, is the amount of places we can go that aren't crowded, and the amount of homeschool programs that things have that are not crowded, and really cool stuff. And so maybe I should stop telling people about homeschool, because then it starts getting crowded, but it won't be. Too many people work, and too many people are in public school, and that's fine. Public school is amazing that we have the opportunity to have free in education for our kids, or get paid. And that's the thing, is if you homeschool, the funds that usually go to your school go directly to your student, and you can use them in a lot of really cool ways. And so there are just so many cool things about homeschooling, and now everybody's forced to do it. And I just hope they don't take this and go, well, I hate homeschool, I'm never going to put that as an option, because there are parts of this that you guys are probably going to love, honestly, because the sleep schedules, if you have kids like mine and they sleep in and they stay up late, and it's not that they like, oh, you should just let your kids stay up late. Our family functions better when we sleep in. We all function better. We all get along better. We all have more energy when we get a little bit more sleep in the morning. So we are not about the early morning lifestyle. And so sleep patterns change everything for us. And if that's one thing that, if I ever think about going back to public school, I'm like, I am not waking my butt up at 6 a.m. to get you guys to school. And then you're out earlier, then you're home by 2, and by 2 sometimes, we're in full work school mode sometimes at 2. So it's like, we do our schoolwork at the time that you'd be done, and then we just be like, all right, we're done. What are we supposed to do with our life now? Does homeschooled kids get to participate in school sports? I have a softball player. It depends on your district, and it depends on your school. But yes, for the most part, we can play for any school, but you do have to keep up on your laws and your charters and all that stuff. So you do have to just be aware. And as of now, our kids are allowed to participate in school sports. Landis won't play softball for high school until she's actually in high school. So we haven't had to deal with that. But I just spoke at this new school called, I'm not going to tell you what it's called because it's very small and then you'll know where it is. But it's a school that's basically set up, it's like a hybrid homeschool. So the kids, but then it's also set up very Montessori. So the students can work as a group, they can work in the cafeteria, they can work in they have all these zones in their school that are like tech zone and sewing zone and all these really cool things. And so they brought me in to talk about being a YouTuber for Career Cafe, and it was super cool because it was just, most educators don't think of my career as a career, and this school did. And they were like, well, actually it's because one of my friends works there and was like, listen, you want to hear what she has to say. And I basically went and I talked to these students, and some of the faculty that watched were just like, I had no idea. And I was like, I know, because we got to broaden our horizons. There's more than just being locked in a school for 7 hours a day. We can get so much more done in our life if we're not strapped down to only math, science, English, and history. So, but what I was going with that is typically you need about an hour a day to do actual schoolwork to get the same amount of schoolwork you get in school, because you don't have 30 other students asking questions and distracting and behavioral modification stuff going on with every student. You don't have a teacher that has to take a couple months to get to learn your child's behavior, how they learn, their learning structure, and then by the time they do know that, they're moving on to a new teacher. You can work on the weekends, you can work at night, you can work on vacations, you can span it out through the whole year and do less every single day. You don't have that summer lull where you forget everything you learned. So so some really cool stuff. Yes, Candace, it was amazing. I was like, I don't do public speaking. I talk to my phone with 113 people behind it, and I talk to them, and then as they ask questions, we talk, and it's not as intimidating. But you guys have equipped me for public speaking. I was like, wow, this came pretty naturally for me. I just basically didn't have a phone in front of me. I had people and kids, students, and that was way better because for me, students aren't as intimidating as other adults. I don't know why, because students most usually intimidate people, but my heart is for high schoolers, and so I love talking to high schoolers. Oh, you're great at public speaking. Thanks, Janelle. Yeah, I did okay. I did okay, but I really don't like public speaking. I set it up in like a U shape, so it wasn't necessarily like me on a stage talk. It was like me talking with them, like, hey, you guys are my buddies, we're all around each other. So I think about it and I'm like, I don't know. But then I try not to be verbal about that, because people are like, well, best way to challenge you is to make you do something that you're uncomfortable with. So, well, until quarantine, LOL. Yeah, so I'm going to stick to my public speaking behind a camera because I'm keeping you guys all healthy. That's why. But it was really cool, and honestly, it was really cool because I set the whiteboard up like my bullet journal, basically, with fill in the blanks. So I almost like bullet journaled on the entire whiteboard, and they were like, do you want a TV? Do you want like a computer? Do you want to like put your channel on the screen? I was like, no, it's not about me. It's about them. I want them to learn. And so I put, I spread out my notes on the whiteboard, and then I erased like all of it so they could fill in I put like dashes, and then I filled it in as they answered the questions. So it was very interactive, but it was really fun, and it was really cool, and it was informative, but at the same time, it wasn't just me talking to them, and so that helped. And so maybe I'll start doing that with you guys, and I can fill in a whiteboard or fill in a paper or something. I don't know. So it was cool, and we talked about basically all the stuff I talk about in my influencer course, but in notes. So I wish we would have gone live. I thought about it and I was like, where would I go live with this? But if I ever do it again, which they will have me back because they have new students every year, and so they'll have me back. So I think the next time I do it, I will definitely live it. I just discovered you like 2 weeks ago. I have no idea why I didn't come across your channel sooner. Love you. Welcome. Thank you. I love you. have these chats and be real. I received my Auntie package yesterday and can't wait to get into bullet journaling. That is so exciting. I know. I can't wait for the next round of people to get a new bullet journal, because it's just more people have it. And then when we're doing stuff in it, you guys can be like, so if you did get the mystery box, I don't think I mentioned this in the video. If you did get the mystery box, join the Facebook group, the Taste Planner Club, because people share their spreads in there. I share my spreads in there. I will share more of my spreads now that I actually started bullet journaling again. So I took about a week off and I forgot I needed it. That was actually what pulled me completely out of my anxiety, was I sat down and I just started getting creative and writing. So I am not getting one of Ken's puppies, Mary. As far as I know, I don't. There's nothing in my life that says I need a puppy, but I really want Orange. And every time I comment it, they never say anything back. So I'm like, I think Orange is taken. I think all of them are taken, but maybe not. I don't know. But I would really I can't go get it. You know, I guess they have to be a certain age, but we don't need a puppy. My dog drives me nuts half the time, and he's so needy. Like, that's why I'm outside today, because Dustin has like chairs and stuff set up in front of the window, because he is like, I am his emotional support person. He needs me. And so he literally will just like stare at me through the window like, can I come hug you yet? Did you mention you? Orange is my favorite. He did mention you. Orange is my favorite. He did. I don't know. He hasn't messaged. I got to message him. Okay. Orange is so cute. And we name our dogs after Giants. Giants players, and so we're partial to the color orange, and she's a girl, so I don't know what I would name her, but even if someone else adopts her secretly, she'll be mine in my head. So I don't know, but I love Orange. So, and I was watching, I don't know if you guys have been watching Ken's updates on his puppies, but they're ridiculous to just kind of get out of this lump of everything. I'm going to say this again. Your new pattern HTV and vinyls are amazing. They're absolutely beautiful. Thank you. They were a work of love, man. We had to, you can ask Jacqueline when you finally meet her. She is my assistant, and she's self-quarantined right now. So I was hoping she'd get to go live with me, but it might be a few weeks. But she helped me get those listed on the website, and man, it took a while, but they're there to stay. I did make vinyl window adopt, don't shop stickers. Lots of people loved them. Yay. Yeah, and that's the thing, is if we were to get another dog, I think I need a pre-done one because I need one that is already grown up and maybe needs a little love. I'm just finding that shelter dogs are usually the best dogs. And that's kind of selfish to say, but Hunter is a purebred dog, and I'm not big on buying purebreds. Actually, I really could care less. But I grew up with a Chesapeake, and when I was looking for dogs for our family, his little face popped up. Actually, I think it was his brother's face, but I grew up with a Chesapeake, and I was like, I want a Chesapeake. I didn't know I wanted a Chesapeake until I saw it, and I was like, okay, that's my dog that I grew up with, and I wasn't planning on buying a purebred dog, and he's broken. He's so broken, but I got him, and I tell people he's a rescue because his behavior is rescue behavior, but they're like, was he, like, abused? I'm like, I don't think so. The mom, you know, the breeder was just absolutely in love with him, and that's why I got him, because he was so cuddly with her, and he just wanted to cuddle. Little did I know, I actually have a friend who told me their dog was the same way, and they chose it because it was so cuddly instead of like the puppies that were running around crazy. And their dog's super neurotic now, and my dog is super neurotic, so he's not socially, he social distances basically all the time. So if you're going to be in my house a lot, I usually will introduce them to him, and it takes a while to introduce him to people, and everybody loves him and sees him and wants to know him, but he is he's neurotic, and I don't know how else to explain that. He attacks chairs and rugs, and he attacks fences and random things. Never my kids. He loves the girls, and he loves me, obviously, but we have to social distance him. So he's a little weird. And then there's other things that pop up, because I'm always like trying to explain that to people, and then when they come in and then he does something, I'm like, oh yeah, and he does that too. So he's just a little different. He's a little different. So that's what I was like, okay, no purebreds and no extra lovey dogs. And I don't know, but again, I'm like, and he's huge. Like, he's not supposed to be as 105 pounds. He's huge. So I don't want another big dog. I don't want another super... So he doesn't walk. He doesn't take walks. I don't know if you guys know Hunter very well. I know you guys see him all the time, but you guys don't know him very well. He refuses to go on walks. So another reason I was like, if I get a big dog, I'll have to run him and I'll have to walk him every day. And he refuses since he was a puppy. So like I got him out and I thought it was a puppy thing. And no, he's now will walk around our block. But he'll run too, but he doesn't want to. He's not the type of dog when you're like, let's go on a walk, and he gets excited. He gets excited about the word Starbucks because it means he gets to self-isolate in the car. He does not like getting out of the car. He does not like the dog park. He does not like dogs. He does not like water. Chesapeake Bay Retrievers are water dogs. The dog I grew up with, we would go to the lake and you couldn't get him out of the lake because he would just be in the lake the whole day and never get tired. And so I was like, this is the perfect dog for a kid. Like, they would just have so much energy, and you're welcome for doing this. But so he just doesn't do water. So this is the amount of brokenness we experienced in the first like 3 months of having this dog. So we love Hunter. He's special. We love him. So I get him out and I have his leash on, and I bought it, you know, the cute little new leash and the collar. I'm like, come on, let's run. And he just lays in the grass like this, like Hunter does. I'm sure you guys have seen pictures of him. Just lays, staring and like looking at the world like, are you expecting me to be in this thing? Like, I live at home. I'm a human like you. That's why I cuddle. Like, I'm a professional cuddler. And I would pull him and pull him and pull him, and then the only way I could get him to run would be to get him far enough from the house to turn around and then go, let's go home, and he would book it home. And so he still does that to this day, but he knows he has to walk around the block, and the vet is like, he needs to lose weight. And I'm like, I know, but all he wants to do is eat and not walk. And he will bug you till you finally feed him. He hits you with his head. He like nudges you. He will climb on top of you. And it's just, I love him, but he's a hot mess. And so I'm like, okay, well, he doesn't go on walks. Let's take him to the river. And so we live by the river, and we went by the river, and no, the same thing. He like went into lockdown and was like, what is this? Why are you trying to make me go in this water? And so anybody who's familiar with, I saw that Samantha is here, and I know you're a dog person because you make the dog things. And yeah, so I used to raise puppies for leader dogs for the blind, and they have a program to adopt the ones who don't make it through the program. 2 or 3 dogs are pups I raised for them. If they're available, man. And again, we don't need another dog because we're kind of like not stuck. We love him, but we're like, okay, well, he's not super social. So when he loves children, but he's terrified of men. And that's why people are like, is he abused? And I'm like, I don't think so, but I will, for his sake, say yes. Because I'm like, sure, if that helps you not touch him, then don't touch him. Because he gets so scared, and then he only knows how to sound scary. And so he will like back off from men, but then he'll bark super loud at them, and he terrifies you. But he loves all kids, and so if a kid, like the kids have their friends over and no adults are over, then he loves it. He's so excited. But he thinks he's a little puppy and a human, and I don't know what else he thinks he is, but he's an interesting dog. Talked about him for like 10 minutes, but oh, so yeah, we didn't anticipate it. But yes, Samantha, I've always thought about that. Those dogs are like the best dogs because they're amazing, but they just didn't make the cut to be a service dog. And so there was a girl in our high school who used to train service dogs, and it was super cool. my boys are with me forever, but there are a lot of great dogs that are available through their program that are older. Every dog is different. I will definitely probably reach out to you when we're ready for another dog, because I don't know if we'll be ready for another dog. So, and I've thought about that too. We had my mom's dog live with us for a few months because we were like, maybe another dog will help and get him used to having dogs around. And she just added to the chaos because she is kind of her own special. And so you guys would probably remember her, Angel. She's not an angel. She's just a fun little ball of clingy. Like, she's super clingy too. So I just had these two clingy dogs that just wanted to be with me 24/7. And he was supposed to be for the girls. And now he's mine. And he's just like, nope, my mom is my person, and I will be with her, and I will look at her if I can't touch her, and if I can't see her, I will listen for her. And so he's, yeah, I don't know where he is, but he usually lays like right next to the camera while we're talking, but he has to go crazy. So you guys know, like, every time I go live, I fake live for the first 2 minutes because he goes neurotic as soon as, I don't know, maybe some of you guys know what's wrong with him, but he goes neurotic as soon as I say, hey guys, what's up? And we noticed this instantly as we got him. So me and my dad went and picked him up, and we took him home, and we hid him for like a week. He would stay with my dad, and we would, I'd get him during the day and hang out with him, and then my dad would take him so that the girls didn't see him. But then we ended up just being like, let's just give him to him early. And so, but we noticed that my dad was playing a video on his phone while he was over, like within an hour of him being at our house. And as soon as a video on any device plays, he paces. He goes in like circles. I don't know if it's like the high frequency sounds or if it's, I don't know, something, but he can't handle it. He just has to pace. If people are talking, if there's a video playing and he can hear you. With me, he'll finally settle down and lay down. I have to get him his baby. That's another thing he does. He like sucks on a toy all the time. So that's why I'm like, I don't know, I probably rescued him because I think maybe he was abused. And that's all I can think of. Either that or he just has some type of neurological issue and he's just a different type of dog. So, okay. How about you guys? Now that I went off. When I was a kid, my mom and her friend and all of us kids drove to Rochester, Michigan to leader dogs, and she adopted a dog who wasn't able to qualify. I need to do that. Maybe when I'm in Michigan. Don't know when that'll be, but I will be working with Caesar on some stuff, and they're based out of Michigan, so I'm really excited to go over there because we actually know a lot of people in Michigan. Well, do we? Yeah, we do. We know people around that area, but that's where Dustin's college is from. So he did his master's program in Michigan, and so Caesar is in Michigan, and they invited me to come out before all this happened. And you're in Michigan, Samantha. Hey, what are you doing?
Hi, everybody.
Where were you? Are you working on the bathroom?
I'm going underneath the house.
Oh.
With my cool flashlight.
What are you doing under there?
What are you talking about?
We were talking about how...
What's up, Kathy?
We were talking about how Caesar is in Michigan and Samantha's in Michigan, and you went to school in Michigan, and so if I go out there, I might have to go to the Adopt a Dog Center where you can adopt the dogs that are, like, they don't make it into the program to be, like, assistant dogs, so they're really good trained dogs, but they're not to the level that they have to be.
Oh.
Because they're the best. So, and then I just talked like for like 15 minutes about how neurotic Hunter is.
Yes, he definitely wouldn't even make it into that program.
But I do think he was born to be a drug-sniffing dog. Bye.
That is true.
He smells every package, every new thing that comes into our house. He investigates it and nudges it and smells it and makes sure, I think he's secretly looking for a present because we get him those a lot and we get him excited. So he does smell them every time they come in. Anybody who comes in, if he knows them even, he'll smell their purse. Like, he smells everything, like, has to investigate it. So, like, I think he was a drug-sniffing dog in his past doggy life. Talking about how much we enjoyed when you used to craft live. Hey, you know what? I will get him on some live crafting this week because he is still working, but he has Sundays off. Because we've been filming all the services, and so he has Sundays off. But watch out for spiders. Hey, we get sprays. We get sprayer people, and we're in Northern California, so our spiders are like the epitome of the lamest spiders you could probably find on Earth. Everything that we have is the epitome of the lamest thing that you can have besides our good sunshine and stuff. But like our storms are the epitome of the worst storms you can have, like the least worst. You know, we don't know anything here in Northern California is what I'm trying to say. Is our spiders are lame. What do we have that's really cool? Like, ooh, but we have these big trees. But then that's a good thing. We have a lot of really cool things, but we don't have a lot of creepy, huge things, do we? I can't think of it, but that's one of the reasons why people like to pay a lot of money and live in California. I would move out of California if I didn't have so many friends here. For sure. For sure, I'd be living in, like, Texas. I have a kitty named PJ that is like Hunter, but he likes to suck on t-shirts, and the vet said it was because he was took from his mama way too early. I had a cat like that too. It was so annoying because you'd be like laying on your stomach and you'd wake up to a cat on your back sucking on your shirt. And I heard that. But for Hunter, we got him even late. We got him, I think he was, you can get a puppy at what, 8 weeks? I think he was like close to 20 weeks. He was at least like 15 weeks old. We were 2 hours from the ocean and 2 hours to the mountains. The best, right? What part of Northern California are you in? I'm in the Redding area. I'm in the the suburbs of Sacramento. But Redding is like 45 minutes away. Redding is cool. I like Redding. It's very, I do like it here just because we have like a lot of city that we can get to and freeways that we can get to really fast to go to any area. Like we can go to the Bay Area, we can go to the mountains, we can go to the ocean, we can go to Nevada if we want to. There's not much in Nevada, but we can go there. Well, except obviously the Sierra Nevadas and, you know, but that goes across the border. So anyways, that's the one thing everybody loves about Sacramento is we are so close to fun things everywhere, and except when you're quarantined, so we can't go anywhere. My dog is my soulmate. He's a black lab and the best. Natomas here. I like Natomas. Yeah, so we're on the other side of that. We're on the south side, east side, west side. I don't even know. I should know this stuff. East side of Sacramento, of the downtown area. So, but is everybody else in quarantine lockdown? Who's not in quarantine lockdown? How about that? Anybody not in quarantine lockdown? I don't think so. I think everybody is. Unless you're... How's Australia doing? Or how are they doing? Anybody from Australia? Man, the world has been getting hit with some stuff. There was a earthquake in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. As far as I know, not very much damage. Nobody was hurt. And you're near the largest airport, which is nice for your work travel. Yeah, so we are, yeah, Natomas is close to the airport. I like that. It's not a lockdown. Ohio is not in lockdown yet. We are in lockdown. So I don't know if, yeah, Kentucky isn't on lockdown yet. Yay! We are self-quarantined, but they are allowing everyone to work and shop. So are we. I'm in Ohio. We're not in lockdown yet. Michigan is not in lockdown. Michigan isn't locked down. Lots of layoffs and work from home, but not. Are you going to do any classes once we are no longer on lockdown? Am I going to do any classes? California is in lockdown and I'm going nuts. Yeah, we're in lockdown. I don't know. Do you mean courses, classes? I don't know what you mean by classes. I'm trying to get my life together to do crafts, but all I can do is talk. I'm like, if I'm crafting, I don't want to film it. Or it's at night, and it's hard to go live at night because we don't have any light. I mean, we have light, but not good light, and I just don't like filming without good light. Or meetups, crafty event. Got it. Oh, like, or classes live, like with people in them. I don't know. I don't have anything on the books, but we'll see. Things change a lot, and I was super excited because I was about to do some crazy cool stuff, including doing some stuff with Caesar and Michael's, and I really want to do that. And now we can't do anything because it's just not fun. to not do anything, but it's okay. In Michigan, all restaurants, bars, pubs, gyms, schools are closed, plus other things too. I had a huge international convention to attend in early June. It's been canceled. Yep, our lives are canceled too. Everything. Our mission trip's canceled, which I have a theory. My worst year of my life, which this is not bad. Honestly, this is not bad. And this is not even close to bad compared to some of the things in the last year. But the last year of my life that I claim to be one of the worst years of my life, I've had two. One when I was 17 and one when I was 33, which is this year. The worst year of my life, and it started right before Easter. So I'm hoping, you see what I'm saying? It's a complete cycle that year, because the year didn't really start getting bad until about this time last year. So I'm like, okay, well, I've been calling it the worst year of my life. Might as well go out with something big, and then it's over. And hopefully in the next year is good. And it's not the actual chronological year. It's the year that started, you know, goes with the Jewish holidays. It starts on Easter and it ends on Easter. Last Easter, I was in the hospital with my mom. So we spent Easter and Mother's Day in the hospital last year. That entire time, she was basically in and out of the hospital. And it just started a snowball of insanity. And I was talking to Stephanie, our designer, yesterday about the difference between being quarantined and the whole world being quarantined versus yourself only being quarantined. June and July last year, I was basically quarantined with chemical pneumonia for I was basically quarantined for a month out of that, but for 3 months around you, like, people were anything. We're not missing anything. We're just resting. Everybody's resting. Oh, my grandson is in kindergarten and my daughter is working on his sight words and reading. Auntie Tay may have better ideas than me, but there are tons of worksheet activities online. Go away. I know I talked about you, but don't jump on the window. So yeah, there are so many resources online, and I decided to throw the website together with just fun YouTube videos because I know a lot of people are navigating YouTube and trying to figure out the best places to watch and things to watch, and they don't know channels and all that stuff. So I tried to consolidate and put each category in there, but obviously there's other resources. I am going to try to find some printables this week for you guys, but if you're new here, you might not have the printable. Like, I saw somebody the other day post, do you have a printer? Just wondering. And it was like a bunch of these people were like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, how do people not have printers? But we're in the planning community. If you don't have a printer, you couldn't be, I don't know. You can plan without a printer, but we print everything in the planning community, I think. The Air too. So yes, I need to nail that silhouette thing down. I love the design program, and I've only tapped into like 2 of the things it can do. So I'm loving using our SVGs in the design program because you can literally just drop them. There's no uploading, there's no waiting. You just take them and put them on top of the designing thing, and it's there. So when is your poke thing coming out? It's being launched with the bling the same time, hopefully this week. So it'll be launched soon. What should we call it? Because I can't just have it be called the poke thing. What should we call it? The bling tool? Right now I think I just have it as the bling tool. But it is a poke thing too. It's like a bling tool poke thing. And guys, I did debate putting it on the website because I'm going to just say the poke part isn't my favorite part because it comes loose. But if you're using E6000, just pop a little E6000 on the poke thing and put it back in if you get it. The wax part definitely is awesome for your blinging. But I'm looking at getting replacement wax pieces so you don't have to rebuy the bling tool every time you want it. The bling thing, the bling thing. The poke tool bling thing. I like the bling thing. Tay's Blingy Multi-Tool. And that's the thing is, I guess it could be used for more than blinging. You just have to figure out what else to use it on. And so, huge hack right now. If you've got the silicone mat, because I've been using it a lot, because I've been trying to show you guys more of the stuff that's in the mystery box, use it as a I'm trying to think of the words, easy press mat. It can withstand heat. So you can use your Easy Press directly on it. You're welcome. It's bigger than the mat. It's awesome. Hello. I have it. Yeah, so you can use it right under your Easy Press. It's awesome. When I realized that, I was like, okay, blingy pick up poker. That's really hard to say, Stephanie. Blingy pick up poker. Blingy pick up poker. I see an infomercial coming. Whoa, wait, what? You can? Yes, you can. I see an infomercial coming for all. I need to do an infomercial for every one of my products. Because that's my life. My life needs to have fun in it in order for me to do it. What is that noise? Oh, Dustin's under the deck. The bling thing. Nice. I used the silicone cake pan yesterday. Yeah, guys, I bought a silicone cupcake mold for, why did I buy it? For cupcakes. Because I like to make these muffins that I get on Amazon. But I'm holding off on that because of egg shortage, and butter's not on shortage, but eggs are on shortage. And kinetic sand and silicone don't work well together, just saying that. So I babysit on Mondays. I have Jacqueline's daughter comes over, and then I let her use the silicone mat for the kinetic sand. My bad, because I did not realize those two things don't go well together. They go too well together. And yeah, don't use kinetic sand on your silicone sets or anything silicone with kinetic sand. It's not a good idea. Just use a metal sheet pan or something. I don't know why you would use kinetic sand, but if you are, just be forewarned, doesn't work well. Doesn't work out. It's like the situation that we had with the waffle maker today. So, it's sunny out. Why do you need a light?
Well, if you ever go underneath
you were under the house. It was dark. I know.
It was dark.
They miss your crafting. Are you going to craft with them this week while we're quarantined?
My wife said I have a bathroom to put back together.
You do,
so
but
ask my wife about that.
Doesn't mean you can't craft. I'll bring in the Mod Podge and the glitter, and we'll just craft at the same time as you work on the bathroom. We do have, Landis and I were coming up with some fun things. I'll wait till he leaves so I can tell you guys. Tell everyone to watch Auntie Tay. They're missing out if they don't. Thanks, Janelle. He's about to close the door. So, did you close the door? He did. We're gonna secretly glitter things while he's not looking, and then see how many things we can glitter before he realizes it. So if you guys watch my Instagram live, you'll realize he loses his level a lot, and he always calls us to get his level. And like, even if we're in the same house, he'll call us to bring his level to him. So we were gonna like glitter one and be like, we don't know where it is, and then all of a sudden bring it back, and it's totally glittered and Mod Podged. Can you put together a detailed series on PicMonkey? I could. What do you want to know? I tell everyone to watch. Oh, I read that one. Girl, I'm gonna have to go make some money to get this box. I'll help you make as seen on TV infomercials for everything. Candace, girl, you are my infomercial queen. Like, I'm just gonna have you write the scripts, because everything you say is basically an Auntie Tay infomercial, because you're always promoting me and it's awesome. But I'm like, yeah. Does Briley do her cute little YouTube channel anymore? She doesn't, because when I did realize, like, you're supposed to be 13 to manage your own YouTube channel, I don't make my kids' YouTube videos anymore, because I'm like, if you're not doing this for yourself, then I'm not doing it for you. So they have to make their own content, but they can't make their own content if they're not 13. I'd have to manage it. And so when she's 13, she can take over her own channel, and it can be hers completely. That's what we did with Landis, but she actually made her own channel instead of taking over Landy Pandy, because she was like, I'm too big to be Landy Pandy, Mom. I don't want to be Landy. I call her Landy Pandy. So, the waffle maker story. So, we have a spa now, and we usually sit in it at night, and we sat in it in the morning today, because why not? You're quarantined. Do what you want. And Saturdays are actually our Sabbath, because Dustin works on Sundays. So typically Saturdays we try not to do anything. It's why you don't see me on YouTube. It's why you don't see me going live on Saturdays. But tomorrow we can actually really Sabbath. And so we got up and we're sitting in the spa, we're hanging out, and he's like, I'm ready to get out. I'm gonna go make breakfast. And I was like, okay. And I was like, he usually makes eggs, bacon, sausage. And then I was like, I want waffles. Wait, no, I don't. And then he was like, you want waffles? And I was like, no, I don't want waffles. And then he was like, why? And I was like, well, because I just don't. And then, so this is piggybacking off the silicone doesn't work well with kinetic sand. So I was like, yeah, I was trying to make those keto waffle mix, the Keto & Co. waffle mix one time, and it didn't work out so good. And you put the waffle maker away, and I thought maybe you washed it, but then I thought about it, and I was like, I don't think you washed it. I think you just put the waffle maker away. It was bad. It did not work out good. And I was like, so I'm pretty sure the waffle maker still has that in it. And that was like probably a month ago. And he's like, oh, that's fine, I'll wash it. And I was like, I don't think you realize how bad it actually was. And so I'm like sitting in the living room. So we get out of the spa, he gets ready to make breakfast, and I hear the waffle maker come out, and I'm like, told him it's not that pretty. I should have threw the waffle. I didn't want to throw the waffle maker away because I was like, somebody will clean this. But he put it away before anybody had a chance to clean it. And I guess I had just like wool over my eyes, closed it, and was just like, I'll look at that later. And before I knew it, it was put away. So it was like, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Today's that bridge. And so I opened it. I thought he was on the phone with somebody, but then I realized he was talking to me, and he's like, oh, you weren't joking when you said this thing was bad. I don't really know what happened. I tried to make the waffles, and it like started smoking, and I was like, so I tried to open it, and it was worse when it was open. So I was like, I'm just gonna close it and let it do its thing. Maybe it'll actually turn into a waffle eventually. And it didn't. And I was like, maybe more waffle mix will help. And so, because it like spanned onto the walls and didn't make a waffle, it just like stuck to the walls. So it's like, more waffle mix will help, right? I'll put more in there, it'll actually come together, maybe make a burnt waffle that I can pull out. So I put more waffle mix in, I closed it, and I let it do its thing, started smoking some more, and I opened it, and I was like, it's not really a waffle. It's like half of a waffle, but it's still doing some clingy thing, and it all started to separate, and it's just like not one cohesive thing. And it's like what this pandemic would be if we all weren't working together. That's basically what the waffle turned into. And I was just like, okay. So I closed it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back to this. You know when you like just go sleep on something and you come back and you're like, okay, I have a new idea. How am I gonna clean this up? And it's just, there's no way to clean it up because the waffle maker, you don't really like wash a waffle maker. It's supposed to be non-stick. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And so I closed it. And then Dustin put it away thinking it was clean. And I thought, let's just let that happen. And so today the answer came out, and I was like, he's like, no, I'm gonna clean it. And I was like, he's like, I'll YouTube it. You can take it apart. I'm gonna clean it. And I was like, I think it was like 20 bucks. And I hate to be like that sometimes because I'm like, you know, let's wash it, learn from your mistakes, clean it out. But I honestly like did the math, and I was like, this thing would probably take 4 years to clean. I could go to a part-time job and make 20 bucks in a couple hours. Let's do the math. Let's throw it away. And so he wanted to clean it. So I was like, you know what? Let him try to clean it. And long story short, even though I just told the long story, we threw the waffle maker away because I was like, maybe we just won't have waffles. Like, we don't have to buy another one. Like, we could still learn from our mistakes and not have waffles today. But yeah, so the waffle maker is gone. We threw it away. It's good for nothing. It's bad. I wish, it's probably still in the garbage. I could probably show you guys a picture, but it was bad. I'm the same, LOL. Even in the hotel free breakfast, I won't do the make your own waffles. See, and that's the same thing we have. It's like the flippy one, but it is like a cheap version of that. It was very cheap and it works, but yeah, frozen waffles. Well, the thing is, I was trying to make keto waffles, and I make keto waffles from scratch sometimes, and it takes forever because it's like cream cheese and all these things that you have to mix together. And who has time to, well, we do. We have all the time in the world. I could make keto waffles this week, but every other week of my life, keto waffles. So when I was doing all these keto tests with all this stuff on Amazon, the Keto & Co. pancake mix was really good. And I was like, I want to try to make a waffle with it. And I was going to try to make it, did I not use, I don't know. I used all the stuff, but it wasn't, it was not successful. It really wasn't. And so there was that. There was that. Okay, this is the history this is the longest live history in all the history of lives I've done, I think, besides the 5-hour craftathon. With that, me and Kate, my friend, are going to be doing a cake bake-a-thon as soon as lockdown is over. We're going to be doing a fundraiser for her adoption. And we are gonna, so I'm gonna just kind of throw that into the lives every once in a while to get you guys kind of excited for that. She's the best baker in the world, and she's gonna give us some baking tips. And I'll be sure to let her know not to let me touch any waffle makers or silicone baking mats with kinetic sand. So if you guys weren't here about 35 minutes ago, I am gonna go make myself a smoothie, and then I'm gonna go live on Stay Positive with our daily devotion on loving God and loving others. So if you are wanting to watch that, I'm gonna do that. I probably won't be commenting back to people, but it will be live, and if you want to watch the replay, you can watch the replay as well. But I'm gonna just try to do this every day for this quarantine until we're unquarantined, to do a daily devotion on that channel. And I'm also working behind the scenes trying to get the podcast of the Old Testament done for that channel as well. In New Jersey, we're one of the most densely populated states in the country, should be on lockdown. I've decided it's decided town by town. Yeah. Who's gonna be there? Okay, so I'm gonna go eat something or make a smoothie, and then I will be over there, charge my phone for a little bit, just so that we don't die over there. But I'll be over there in a little bit. Yes, it's the link for it. Make sure to let Tay know how much you appreciate. Candace, I love you. Thank you. Let's see. I actually enjoyed the 5-hour craft that you did, except my card locked when I did my donation. Uh-oh. Yeah, so we're trying to figure out the donation part of it, because we're not going to be doing it on Giving Tuesday. Sorry, the sun is like reflecting off my laptop. We're not doing it on Giving Tuesday, which Facebook set it up so that you could donate directly through Giving Tuesday's links on Facebook. So we're trying to figure out like the best way to do it. But basically, we'll be doing some giveaways and some fun things. It's not going to be 5 hours, but we're going to do a bake-a-thon for, I think, maybe 2 hours. And so we're already 97 minutes on this one, so it's basically going to be like this, but with more content and more fun. So, you're welcome. I just thank you guys for doing what you guys do, being there for me. You guys are always saying thank you to me, but you guys are honestly just as much important to me as I am to you. If not more. You guys are way more important to me than I am to you. Yeah, stay safe. I'll see you guys over on the devotion. I'm going to be trying to go live here to talk every day for a little bit, and there to do a devotion. And then I'll check in with my business members on Facebook. I'll check in with my crafting members on Facebook. I would check in with my planner club on Facebook, like 5 minutes here and there every day. And then I also will probably go live on Instagram too. So pray for my voice. I think I'm not gonna have a voice after this. And this is definitely gonna get worse because I'm always making this face. Anyways, so yeah, so I will see you guys in a little bit. And where's the devotion? Okay, the devotion is going to be on my new channel. It's an old channel, but there's nothing on it. It's new now. It's called Stay Positive. If you need to find it, go onto my YouTube channel, and it's on the sidebar. If you guys are watching on your phone, got it? You got it? Okay. I don't know how else to find it because there's not like a link to channels unless you've been a channel for a while. I have to like copy and paste the link. So stay positive, and we'll just be talking about a scripture every day or whatever I come up with. But it'll all be positive and it'll all be devotional style for this week. Not sure what next week will look like. Okay. Bye, guys.